Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Locke gets ready to go.
At their own 16. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. On play action, Locke. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
For Drew Locke coming out of Missouri, the one thing that scouts they loved was his arm strength, and we see why there.
And we knew that this offense was going to try to put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Wow.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it. That's swung out wide to Sanders.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. From the 41, Hurts going deep here for Watkins. This is intercepted.
So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Deep ball for Goodwin. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Brown.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Now Locke. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Hassan Reddick gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. 7-7, our score after 1. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. .35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so. But maybe because they held him, they might go for it again.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts under pressure, and they got to him again. The windup goes a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Hey, check that, street.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Boye Mafe.
That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lock.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Here's Locke to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Pulled in at the 24.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Another run with Sanders. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Hassan Reddick. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. On first down, Locke going for Metcalf on the deep ball. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. To throw again on second down. Hurts. This is caught. It's Brown. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Sanders. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So the defense able to force the interception and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they'll have time for 1 play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So instead of trailing into the lockers, they grab the lead with the clock reading all zeros before intermission.
I would love to go into the locker room with them because right now they're riding a nice wave, aren't they? They're feeling good about themselves. But I know the coach is going to be talking to them about calming down, taking it easy. We've got a whole second half, but use the way we finished the first one to start the second.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
A gear for Walker running right.
4 yards the pickup, first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Rolling to his left. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 52 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Here's Walker.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Walker once more.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Kenneth Walker taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side.
He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. From the 15 now after the sack. It's 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns and trying to help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They fake the handoff, now Locke. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted.
Picked up by James Bradbury.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Let's go now. Hurry.
From the 41, Hurts. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo.
It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that'll get the lead down to 5. Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
Look for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
He's going deep for Brown.
And it's intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Clock now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback because that was awfully close.
In motion comes the tight end left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it.
Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. And these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
A quick target here, complete to Metcalf.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Ken Walker, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead.
Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
On 2nd and 12, Hurts got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hurts.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Play action. Now it's Locke. This is the tight end fan. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. He hit his first. Now this from 43. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game.
And, my goodness, another interception.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for them. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Block off a play action. Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The offense on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They look to throw. It's Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. But, Charles, I know you appreciate seeing this great defense, especially with the heightened intensity of the postseason. These two defenses, they have risen to the occasion to force back-to-back interceptions.
You know me well, Brandon. I always stand with my fellow defenders. And I love watching them make plays, and you nailed it. It's playoff time. This is when it matters most.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. Finding room at midfield. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Out to his left. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Here's Hurts to throw.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kaiser White. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott on for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Locke going to throw it here. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick-6 on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
Locke will try again on second down. And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. But to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go now.
Throwing is Hurts. And now here's another interception. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
They'll actually throw it with Locke. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. We're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country.
It's another one.